start sharing the screen. Okay, so Sumita Puja, you can see my screen. You can just type a quick yes on the chat window in case you can see my screen.
Okay, fine.
Okay, that's great. Excellent. Thank you. So to begin with the webinar, okay. So first thing that I actually want to start off with is most of the times we come up into this kind of a webinar with a mindset that we are going to attend a demo session kind of thing. So people actually call it demo, right? You might have also got into that terminology. I don't like calling this as a demo or something. This is more of a webinar or a small orientation program that I call it. Okay, what are we here for? One thing that I definitely understand, that if you are sitting here in front of your computer and listening to me for next half an hour or 40 minutes, one thing is for sure, that you people are pretty much serious about taking up a training, upgrading yourself, making a good career. So that thing is there, right? So because you are, you could have actually done something else at this point of time, right? You could have gone for a movie, or you could have, done some sort of chit chat with your friend, but you did not do that. You decided to, come to this webinar, attend this, right? Now this becomes my responsibility to make sure that once you are into this, whatever half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever we spend in this webinar, I want this webinar to be very useful for you. That is the reason why I don't like calling it a demo session kind of thing. I call it an orientation program. So this should be, a program which helps you decide a lot of things. Right? It should not just be one of those programs that go attend just for the sake of attending. Fine. So I have been working with candidates. I have been into interviewing people on this technology. I've been working on this technology for more than 8 years. The mobile development actually. I've been working on it for quite some time. So I have been interviewing people. I have done the training programs. I have done corporate trainings. I have dealt with the project managers of some of the biggest clients. So I understand what sort of questions and what sort of the things you have in mind when you start deciding on taking up a new training program, something like an Android, right? So I will try to keep this discussion very much focused. I will try to make it as much useful as possible for you. So that is what we are actually looking at, right? So we will start with a quick welcome note. So that welcome note is nothing. It's simple introduction of you people. So I think we have two people here at this point of time. There's Pooja and there is Sumita. So firstly, I would want to understand from Sumita, if you can just give me a quick introduction of yourself. I just need a very brief introduction, about you, about your work experience in case you have, why Android, and what are your expectations in today's webinar. So these four things, that's it. You, your experience, why Android, and expectations from today's webinar. Four things.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
Sumita, please go ahead.
Thanks, Jit. Yeah, actually, myself, I'm working in Tata Consultancy. So I have worked for more than 3+ years, and I have worked all my projects are on mobile development only. The why I went to Android, like I wanted to learn Android, is that I have learned Android. I know the basics, but it was like 2-3 years before. So now at present I am in another platform. So I want to come back to Android. So
which platform are you into right now?
So at present I am in hybrid.
Okay, hybrid app development.
Yes. So actually my aim is to learn both Android and iOS. I know the basics of both the platforms, but all these were like 3 years before. So, and it's just only the basics I know. That is also one more thing. And I want to know the current trends, like how is it going? What is the trend at present in Android? Like what is the advanced state of Android? So I want to upgrade myself to the advanced. I mean, to the advanced state, like at present what is the major features, what all things have come across, all these things I want to know more about it.
Okay.
So that like if I can go back to Android, I can say that yeah, I can do better projects in Android as well as iPhone.
Right. Okay. That's really good. Good to know that. Okay. So now going back to Pooja. Yeah, Pooja, I have unmuted you. So can you just give a little intro about yourself?
Yes, my name is Pooja. I just did my BE in Information Technology from Pune University. I'm a fresher because I just did I just completed my engineering this year itself, 2014. And the reason I want to take on Android is because during my last year project, we did a project on Android itself. But we faced a lot of problems and had to take a lot of help from seniors and people who were already into this, into Android. And I found it very interesting, and that's why I was looking into Android or web development, but I was more focused on Android. And that's the reason I wanted to do it right now.
Okay.
And since I'm a fresher, I need to focus on one path in which I can, continue on for a long time, even in the future. And Android is one thing that is the latest trend. So that's why I'm choosing Android.
That's good. I think good to do that. I'll put you on mute again. Okay. So let us get started. I mean, I'm pretty happy that you guys have, the specific, objectives, and you have come to this webinar with those objectives. Very nice. So let us, get started with this webinar. So I'll start this with a few questions, right? Whenever we come to this webinar, or whenever we go and talk to some, training company regarding a training program, there are a few questions which always go in the mind. It is not different for you and me because we all are into the same boat, right? Some point of time you are looking for a training, and then I also keep on looking for training upgradations and all those things, right? So there are a few questions that come into mind. So let us get into that and let us understand. So I'll try to answer all your questions in this training program. First thing. So as I told you, I mean, we do understand you. I have been associated with Wikitrainings for more than almost 3 years now. Yeah, so more than 2.5 years, 3 years almost. I've been associated with them, and I've been doing the training programs for them. So by now, I also understand candidates very well. So whenever you decide or you are willing to go for a training program, there are a few questions that you have in mind. First question that you have is, do I need a training? Be a fresher, be an experienced person. First thing that we have in mind is, do I really need a training or not? Like Sumita said that she has already worked on Android 2 years, 3 years back. Now she feels that, okay, fine. Is there something new which has come up? Can I go and learn the advanced level of it? Okay. Pooja is a fresher. She feels that, okay, fine. I have already done my college. I need to get into some job or something. Do I need training? So this do I need training is, one big question that we have. The moment you have decided whether you need the training or not, the next question is which technology, where do you learn it, who should be the trainer, which training program, what timings, when I say timings, I do not mean 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. When I say timings, I actually mean what is the time frame that you are looking at to get that training done. Right. So these are a few questions. In case you have not thought of this, these are the questions that should be on the top of your priority list. Right. Now, what I'll try to do is I'll try to answer each of your questions one by one. First question is, do I need a training? In case you're still thinking on that, do you need training on yes or no? The answer is simple, straight yes. And I like this thing. If you are in IT, it is a must for you. If you are in it is IT. It is a must for you. What is must? Training is must for you, right? Any person who is into IT industry cannot say no to training, because saying no to training is saying no to the growth, progress, whatever. So that is what one of our candidates just spoke about. 2-3 years back, she worked on Android a little. Now she wants to get back into it. She again needs to upgrade the skills, right? So that sharpen the saw kind of thing, that is very important. So you always need to keep on sharpening your saw, right? So you cannot do without training in case you are looking for growth. Now we have come across a few people, and I'll just give you a very simple example. We have come across a few people. We do a few training programs for people from US and all. So now in recent past, I've come across people who have been working on certain technologies. Let's say someone who has been working on mainframes for 8 years, 9 years. So there was a time when mainframes was doing really good, right? Now there are people who were into mainframes who kept on working on that. And I came across a few people who are in US right now. Through mainframes, they went to the US, and 8, 9 years, 10 years of experience that they have. Now this mainframe as a technology is not doing that good in the market, right? Now these people are the ones who are into that big trouble. What do they do now? 10 years they have been working on a technology, they have never thought of upgrading themselves, learning new technologies, exploring the other options. Now the big challenge with them is that, okay, where do we go now, right? In IT, you cannot decide that, okay, fine, I will learn a technology which will give me a job in 2020. You cannot think in that way because you do not know which technology will do good in 2020. I will come into this mobile development also. So mobile development is also, a kind of industry where things are not, predictive. So you have different scenarios going on in the mobile development also. I'll just come to that part also. So training, do I need a training or not? The answer is sure yes. And I'm pretty sure that you people understand the significance of that, and that is the reason why you are here attending this thing, right? So once that thing we are clear with, that we need a training, which technology? Now, most of the times we make a mistake in choosing the technology. Okay. Why? What is the mistake that we make? Most of the people are carried away by the market demand, the flow, or the buzz that they hear around. That is definitely one factor, but the most important factor that I consider is your interest. So which is the technology, or which is the area or the domain where you feel that you are interested? So we have to realize our personal interest, okay, before we start analyzing or evaluating the market demand of a technology. I know there are a lot of people who hear in the market that, oh, Android has great market, and they all of a sudden start thinking of, okay, fine, let me go and learn the Android. So that should not be the case. So we'll have to ask ourselves that, is mobile development something that I want to do? So here it is not about Android development specific. Is mobile development something that you want to do? As Pooja was talking, that she thought of web development and mobile development, and then finally came to the mobile development. So Pooja, can I ask you a small question? Why did you choose mobile development over web development? I mean, when you were considering these two options?
Yes, actually, like I said, my project was on Android, and I found it very interesting because my project was based on location tracking, and basically it was like there's a Wi-Fi infrastructure, and every student has their own mobiles, and how the teachers are going to track the students, or the students will track each other. So I found the project which we made was very interesting, and that's how I came to the it was because of my interest that I decided on going into Android, because I had a mini project in web developing, that is a website, and that was before. And my last year project was on Android, and I found this a lot more interesting than web development. So that's how I came into it.
Excellent. Nice. Thank you. So fine. So that is what is more important, right? More than thinking about Android, iOS, HTML apps, or something else, something which is not completely related to mobile development, anything else. So you have a lot of options. The market demand can be more or less. First question that we need to ask is, are we interested in this technology, right? Ideally, I mean, when I'm doing a webinar and when my job is to get you on board for the training, I should not be talking about that. But I seriously feel that that this is a big thing that we need to understand. Once you've understood your interests, so you have identified that okay, when I'm interested in mobile development, then let us look into the market demand. In mobile development, there are different types of mobile developments which are happening, right? So we have native apps, we have native for Android, we have iPhone apps, iOS, what we call. We have mobile websites, mobile web, what we call hybrid apps, which can work on both the platforms, so something which is platform independent, right? Now, everything falls under the mobile development. So mobile development is what we are going to get into, okay? Now, in that, why Android? This is where let us understand the market demand thing. We have identified that our interest is into mobile development. We want to make a career into this. Now, in case you still feel like, okay, fine, why mobile development? If the question is why mobile development, then the answer to that is gradually, I mean, you might have realized nowadays also, gradually, we see that in a few years, I don't think people will have too many, laptops and the desktops. In a few years, I'm talking about, 5 years down the line. You never know. I mean, the situation can be, such that people start doing most of their. Even now, people have started doing almost everything on mobiles. How many times you go to your desktop or laptop to check your emails? You check it on mobile. How many times respond to your emails through your desktop or laptop? You do it through mobile. You do your online shopping through mobile. You do your bookings. Everything, almost everything. So this is one thing that we are getting into, and we will get a lot more into this, right? With a kind of what do you call it? The lifestyle that we are getting into, with the kind of traveling that we have to do every day. Yeah, and we have to look into the practical. So Pooja says that the mobile we can carry everywhere, right? And we have to understand, the kind of the life that we people are getting into. Have you ever imagined, how much time you will need to reach your office 2 years or maybe 5 years down the line? No, maybe the double of what you need today. Okay. Either all the companies ask you to go back and work from home, or you would need more than double of what you spend today traveling, commuting to your office. So if you are spending 2 hours now, you might be spending 4 hours. So what do you do in those 4 hours when you're just sitting in the cab, or just sitting in your own car? What do you do there? You cannot have your laptop on, you cannot have your desktop computer along with you in the car. So this is where this mobile thing actually is coming into the picture, right? So eventually things are going to move into mobile. Okay. Now, which mobile technology? That again has to be understood, right? But out of the technologies that we have, Android is one thing which is definitely in demand now, and is going to be in demand in coming days, right? So why Android? One, definitely mobile is present, mobile is future. So if you learn Android, good for you. Big advantage of Android is low investment and high ROI. So you need to invest little and high return on investment you can get from there. Okay. So this is applicable both for individuals as well as for companies. Okay. So in case you have some idea on the mobile development side, you must have realized that the closest competitor of Android is iOS. Okay. Now, I'm talking about the technology, front when you are looking into learning Android thing. The other option which is available to you is iOS, right? So what happens with iOS? To develop the apps on iOS, you have to, go through that particular set of infrastructure that are required, right? You need to have a Macintosh in place and everything, which are usually more expensive. Okay. And it's difficult get into that kind of a setup or infrastructure. So for an individual, it is always easy to learn something like an Android, okay, and get into this, okay, because more people are learning it. More companies, for companies also, it's easier to find resources easily. Highly trained resources can be found easily. That is one aspect. Secondly, Android apps you can start developing. This is more of an open source. So any company can start developing the Android apps and they can start marketing it. So there are multiple sales channels. So unlike the iOS thing, you do not have to go to a fixed channel. You can start marketing your apps through any channel. You can start selling it through any channel. You can do it on your own website. So it is easier for companies to develop the apps and then liquidate the revenue, or start the revenue inflow. So they do not have to actually go by a particular pattern of development, and the app does not have to be approved by someone. Is that okay? Fine. This app has to be like this. That restriction is not there. So those are the few advantages. It is an open source, easy to use the codes which are available in the Android libraries and all. It is easy to integrate. Today's world, one big important thing for any app, I'm not just talking about mobile apps, web apps, or any other desktop app that any company is developing. Key is integration, because there are so many other apps around which need to be integrated with your applications. So whether your company is designing an application for desktop, or it is designing something for mobile, or designing something for website, it should be compatible with other apps. So that is something which Android is. It is something which can be easily integrated. And overall, I have talked about all these points, that these are the good points about Android. The last point that I want to talk here is that you need to find it on your own, that whether Android is on demand or not. So just do a small survey, just tomorrow when you go to office, just go to 20 people, talk to them and try to figure out which OS do they have in their mobile. You will clearly see that Android is by far the winner. That is one. Second thing, go and check your see how many apps, Android apps, people have on their mobiles. Just try to find out 50 apps, and out of those how many are Android apps. So you will get the answers, right? So I mean, not just that whatever I am saying that is important here. You can also do a small survey and understand. So that is about Android. In case you have decided to go for an Android training, very good decision from your side, because this is the time. Again, going back to that IT wala thing, I just told you that you never know in IT that 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, will Android be, people come up with this question. Will Android be, equally good 5 years from now? Who knows? You seriously do not know. 10 years from now, you even, don't even know, what is going to happen. 10 years from now, we might not have mobile at all. We might have something else, right? So I do not know. You also do not know. But present of Android is very good. It is one of the best technologies which is available in the market. So why not leverage it? Okay, don't be scared that what is going to happen after 3 years. Some speculations are there that a few years down the line you might not have any native apps like Android or iOS, and all apps will be hybrid. Sounds good, but is it practically possible? Is it practically possible? I do not. I doubt. I won't comment on anything, but I doubt. Native apps will have their significance even 5 years, 10 years down the line. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, the next question that comes in mind is which training institute to take up. So, simple answer to that: why Wikitrainings? One reason that these are the people, these are the guys who have actually been doing this training program for a while. These are one of the leading online corporate training providers. Courses are widely accepted by few of the biggest IT companies. Training programs are designed to prepare professionals, right? So you see, they are associated with 25 plus recruiting companies in US, right? In US, Android is one of the hottest selling technology. Though people, if you talk to most of the people start talking about in US everyone has iPhone. That's not true. That is what we feel. That is not true. Okay. So in US also there is a huge demand for Android. So since we are associated with like 25 plus recruiting companies in US, the training program when we do in US, I'll just tell you, how it works. there are these recruiting companies who get their resources trained and they place them into their clients role, right? So when we are doing training programs for those recruiting companies, we are actually doing it to prepare professionals. So the training programs that we do usually are designed in such a way so that we can prepare professionals. So that is the thing. The trainers are highly experienced, and someone like me would definitely come and do the training. For Android, I do the training. For any other technology they have, deliver training to more than 50 companies and more than 1500 individuals. That is one stats. Okay. Now, how do we help? So that is about the experience that we carry, or the kind of training programs that we do. How are they helpful to you? So the training program that you choose, how do you get benefited, right? No matter how many associates I have, what is the ground level benefit that we can provide to you. So here are a few things which are very helpful, and this is something that we have come out with after a lot of effort, right? So we do have a process of understanding the candidate requirement, and we have come up with a few solutions. First thing is training material provided during the training program. So training material is something which is not, again you might be thinking that training material is something which is pretty common now. Almost everyone provides it. But the training material that we usually provide is highly customized, designed in such a way that makes things easier for you. So attending the session is one good thing, definitely required. But along with attending the session, you also need some material that you can refer to. So we actually have design training materials which we keep on sharing with you, and that helps you. That is one part of it. The next thing is recorded sessions. Now, this is very important. We had, let me tell you, when I talk about 2012 or something, we seriously had these kind of discussions within Wikitrainings management and all, and we thought of initially the plan was not to share the recorded sessions, right? So we were not sharing the recorded sessions. In last 1.5 years or so, we have started sharing the recorded session. The reason was, when you are done with the training, so forget about the recorded session thing. Just think about it. You come to the training session, you attended, go back home. Next day you again come, you attend the session, go back home. Third day you come, go back home. Fine. So Monday to Friday you attend the session in the evening or morning, or Saturday, Sunday you are attending the session. Monday to Friday you go to office. So you have a busy life, right? You have to go to office, you have to attend the session. Then what happens is, after a month or month and a half, once your training program is done, there is all possibility that whatever was discussed in, let's say, one of those sessions, you have forgotten that completely. You do not have any clue what exactly that was, right? So you end up, thinking on, okay, whatever was discussed, I do not know. Now where do you go? That is a challenge that most of the people have. Yeah, Pooja says that she faced the same problem when she started Java class. Because see, as I told you, earlier, that for me at least, being a professional and working on this, for me at least, it is very important that the people who I am training, they get benefited out of the training. So it should not be the case that okay, fine, I just complete the training and after that I do not know who is Pooja, who is Sunita. That should not be the case, right? So let us be fair. So for that reason, what we try to do is we got the feedbacks from the candidates, and most of the times these people there, end of the training, they did not have any clue on some of the topics what was discussed. Now they cannot come back for more sessions. They cannot do anything. I mean, you get stuck there. Okay, that is where your trainings, all the sessions will be recorded and those will be shared with you. So that is where you can do a complete review. Not after the training, during the training program also you can do the review, right? So the advantage of your particular training. So initially we thought that okay, fine, we will have a generic recorded session and we will share that with people. But the advantage that you will have with your particular session recorded, that you will be able to relate that easily. That oh, this is what was being talked about in that session. Yes, now I remember. Fine. So you can do a review. So most of the times what happens, you do the training for getting a job. After completing the training, when you start preparing for the job, at that point of time, you do not have any reference which you can go back to and look back and learn it from there. So these recorded sessions will be provided. Post training support to help candidates, this is at least something that I do. So you will be able to contact me after the training also, come back and ask a few questions. So, right. Projects will be explained during the training. So out of my experience, whatever scenarios I have faced, the projects I have actually taken up, those things I will be discussing. Practical concepts are during that training. So yeah, because I do work on a lot of concepts and all, I keep on sharing those concepts during the training also. Okay. Now the big question: who should be the trainer? Right. So I mean, this is just a small brief about myself. The kind of things that I have worked on. So I've been working on this for almost 8 years, and I've worked on applications from different platforms. I mainly work on Android, right? And currently working as this lead thing, 15 projects across domains, right? So now this is again something when we are talking about across different domains, media, sports, retail, automobiles. So this is again something where you have to get a little more understanding what sort of an app should be required for a media industry, what kind of an app would work for retail, what kind of an app will work for automobile. So these all concepts are important, right? If you cannot write the complete code correct, that is also fine. But if you have one or two extra concepts, you will be too much in demand when you go for that interview, right? Companies nowadays are looking for people with concepts. So this is one big challenge in India. People lack in concepts. We have learned, all of us, have learned programming in our school, college days, right? Most of us do not get a job after that, whatever engineering we have done or something. Most of us do not get a job. What is the reason for that? The reason is that we do not know what to do with that. We just know how to type, one common program that you might have written in your college that comes to mind is, they tell you that, okay, fine, let's write a program for, printing 1 to 10. Let's run, write a program for a loop. That's fine, good, cool. But why would I print 1 to 10? When will I need that? That is the concept which most of the people are missing on, right? So we'll have to get into the concept. We'll have to build the concept thing, understand what can be done, and especially something like a mobile app development. When we are talking about, it is a lot about concept. People with concept who understand that, okay, how many screens we need, what kind of screens we need. Mobiles usually require lightweight applications, so you cannot design a mobile like the way you design a website. Okay, so if you are not thought, if you are not thinking properly, then what would happen? You might design, come up with a very jazzy kind of an app. End of the day, that will be something which is not that efficient. So efficiency of the app will not be that good, and the results are not that good, and the client is not happy, and all that stuff, right? So that sort of things, right? So that's a quick thing about me, the trainer basically, and which training program. So I think we have shared a course catalog with you, right? So that has the details of the training program. Now coming back to the point that Sumati was talking about. So Sumati said that she already has learned Android. So Sumati, so not Sumati, Sumita.
Sumita.
Sorry for the wrong name, right? So Sumita, just a quick question. So you have already learned and done some development on Android. That is what you are trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. So I will just tell you one thing. The training program or the course content that we have mentioned there is something which we have designed for people who are new to it, right? But in no ways we mean that you have to do this training program only, right? So you have the list of course content. In case you feel that, okay, there are certain topics which are listed there which you already know, and a little advanced training program you require, so that is again something which can be designed, right? So you can always reply back saying that, okay, when these are the topics. So I mean that you understand what I am saying, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to actually go through that particular set of training program. So that is recommended for people who are getting into this. Maybe something good for Pooja. But for anyone who has already worked on that, we can also do an advanced kind of a training program for them. So the only thing that you'll have to help is, in case you feel that certain topics listed there are ones which you already know, you don't need those. Just mark them in the email, send it back, that saying that these are the topics I already know. In case you already also have identified that you need a few additional topics, please make a list of those also, and that way it can be done. Or I can also propose you that, okay fine, in case you know these things, so let us plan a training program for these topics. So that thing can be done. Right. So that is the best way of working on that.
Yeah.
Tell me. So that is about the training program thing. Now, because the training program and the details of the training program have been shared in the course catalog. The next question that you might be having is, or rather you should have, most of the times I find people who have not thought about it, think about the kind of timeline. Fine. What kind of a timeline are you looking at? So when do you want to learn? By when you want to finish it? So those are pretty important questions that you need to ask, and if you are able to let me know also, I can help you in think in that way. Some people do have very quick requirement that, okay, 10 days I need to join a job and I need to learn it. Some people will have that, okay fine, I can have 1 month time to learn it, so at my own pace. So that is where we need to decide first. We don't need to think of that, okay fine, I want to do the session early in the morning or late in the evening. First thing is, by when we want to get this thing done. Okay, and based on that, what we'll do is we will take up our training program, or we'll schedule it, right? So that is the thing. So do you people, do you guys have thought of any particular time frame that I need to complete it in this time period or something? Sumita?
Yeah, yes, Jeet. Like I have thought like by, or maybe within 2 to 3 weeks, kind of like that. Maybe within a month.
Max within a month you need to finish it up. So that's fine. What I can do is I can work out with on your timing thing, because anyhow you are not looking for the regular kind of a training program. That is what I'm assuming, right?
And by the way, can you tell me how many classes will it be? Like around how many classes or how many hours?
See, for the regular course content that we have, put in the catalog, we usually require close to 50 hours. So 50 hours will take somewhere close to 1.5 months. So if you are doing 1.5 hour every day, ideally, we can finish it sometime between 45 to 50 days. 1.5 hour every day. So either we will have to connect early in the morning or late evening. Late evening means after 7:30. Because I also I am working, so I hope you are also working, right, Sumita?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so either we will connect early morning, maybe 7:30 kind of thing, or we will connect late evening.
Okay.
You are in which city, Sumita?
Mumbai.
Okay, so you work for TCS Mumbai?
Yes.
Okay. And Pooja is in Pune, right? So we will need to work out our timings and 1.5 months, but in case you want to finish wrap it up a little fast, what we can do is we can spend some extra time on the weekends and then try to finish it in like 4 or 5 weeks. That can be done.
Yeah, okay.
It is tell me, go ahead.
No, I'll just see to this because I also have to plan. Yeah, I'll let you know like how should it be and all etc.
Yeah, timing thing we can definitely have a discussion. So I just wanted to understand how many days you think you have and all, and based on that we can plan. So you and I can sit and we can do the scheduling thing. So the other thing is that whenever we are planning for the training program to be done, it always has to be on your pace. Fine. A training institute would definitely be interested in completing your training as soon as possible, because once your training is done, they can start with other candidates, right? But you should be at your own pace, assuming that you need some time to practice, you need some time to learn properly and all those things, right? So that sort of thing. So it should not be too fast, it should not be very slow. The right kind of balance, right? So that is something that you can work on, and we can talk about that again I think Vimal will be getting in touch with you. He will discuss things, and then if required he will put me in a conference call and we can discuss the timing. What about you? Sorry. What about you, Pooja? How about you? You are unmuted now. Yeah, Pooja. So, what kind of a timeline are you looking at? By when you want to finish it? Hello, Pooja. Can you hear me? I can hear all the background noise from your side. Can you hear me? Okay. Pooja, can you hear me? No? Not sure if she has the internet thing or not. Okay. So, in the meanwhile, let us go ahead and proceed with our questions. In case we have any particular questions, I would be happy to answer those. Okay, Pooja says right now she is fine with any time. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so you're fine with any time, but when I look back into my timing thing, either it will be morning or evening. So yeah, daytimes are a little not available for me because I have to go to my job also. Right. So apart from that, please let me know if we have any questions. Any questions?
Yeah, Jit, like I would like to know how the practical sessions will be like. I'll be seeing the training, but how will I work on to my projects or my practical sessions?
Yeah, so this is completely open source thing. So I will help you do that setup on your computer also, and you can do all those things on your own also. So you will see the demonstration on my laptop, okay, and then you will be able to do it on your own thing also, right?
Okay.
So the complete thing can be done on your computer. You don't need any special infrastructure hardware setup for that, and I will whatever is required from the software point of view, I'll help you do that setup. And sometimes during these sessions, I would also make you the presenter, and you will be doing it on your system itself. So that is what I do with candidates. So we have to give them a little better idea.
Okay. So if suppose we are stuck upon something, then you can also see like what is the problem in the console.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is what I am here for, right?
No, like I was just seeing how you can see. Okay, fine, I understand. Okay.
So when you are taking up this training program, when you come for this training program, one is definitely you are getting associated with a big training brand. That is one. But more than that, I also give a personal commitment to the candidates because I do understand that it is not just a training program, or it is not just that regular training or the studies that we have done so far. So this has to be something useful. So and we have to get interest into this technology. We have to be passionate about it. So that can only happen if you are getting answers to your questions. So I'm pretty much available. When I say that, I do not mean that okay fine I will be available 24/7, but yeah, I mean I will during the trainings I will discuss about the timings and all. You can go back. Let's say we have done a session, you can go back and then work on things. In the next session, come back and ask your questions or queries. And most of the times we try to share the recordings also real time. Most of the times we try to do that. So when the recording is shared real time, what happens is before coming to the next session, you also have a scope of reviewing the session. In case small 4 to 5 minutes, whatever you missed, because it's a little difficult for our brains to capture every bit of it or every piece of information which is talked in 1.5 hours. So we try to share the real-time recordings also. Every day's recordings can be shared, and also that is how we are going to work. Right? Any other questions, queries?
Actually, I have one. Do you
Tell
also
me.
give iPhone training?
No, I don't. But in case you are looking for iOS training, again, I can refer you to someone who is good, and you can go through Wikitrainings also. So these days also will be available. So looking for iOS training.
Yeah, actually, I was looking for both. Like, yeah, I also have to.
Which programming language you know?
Sorry.
Which programming language you are aware of? You know Java. You know Objective C.
Yes.
You know Objective C as well.
Yes.
Okay. Then you can go for either of them.
No,
So.
actually, both of them, like, I have worked on very long back. So
Mhm.
at present, like, even iPhone, iOS also, it has grown up so much. So at present, so much new concepts have come. Yeah, that is why I was thinking about, like, making myself up to the market.
Right.
Okay,
Right,
I
right.
just
That's
asked, like whether you had this. When I asked Vimal, he told, like, maybe it will come in the future. He told.
which one?
When I asked Vimal about the iPhone training, then he told, like, it may come maybe in the future.
Yeah. So I mean, I think women will know a little more than me because they are the people who actually conduct the training program. So even if they are not conducting, I can definitely route you through because I am into this community. I can also do that. But why I don't do it is because till the time I am into one technology, I'm focused more into Android things, so I do not get into iOS training. So that is the thing. But I can definitely route you through one, some expert. So even if you do not do it through Wikitrainings, I can route you through, some expert who can
So,
help you do
so
that
that,
thing.
so that will also be an online training.
That will also be an online training. That's correct. You are in Mumbai. You looking for a classroom training in Mumbai for iPhone?
See, like, actually, I'm in doubtful situation. Probably, I may come to Bangalore. So that is why I'm not seeking for a class in Mumbai. So, like, if at all I'm, like, I'm not sure. If it is online, well and good. But I think for iPhone classroom will be better, right?
No, again for iPhone also you can do online training, just that you have to have that system, right?
Yeah,
You have to
Mac
have
and
the
all.
Mac, yeah, you have to have that.
Yes.
So I
Okay,
mean, any
nice.
of
Even I am also not sure because now my how I'll be, I am not sure. Like, it may change.
right.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would suggest initially start with Android and then gradually get into your iPhone thing,
Yes. Okay.
because one thing that I have understood is that the moment we start focusing on two things, we are not able to properly focus on either of them. So
Okay.
time for you to at least focus. See, for you, these two things can be very different. But if you ask me, someone who has been working on it, things are a lot similar. The only difference is in the programming that we write or the setup requirement that is required. The concepts are same, right? So it is more important for anyone to build the concepts rather than learning two or three technologies and just learning the transactional part of it. If you are able to build concepts, that is something which is very, very good. Right? So someone who has those concepts will always know what needs to be done. Now, once you know what to develop, how to develop, just need to find out how that is done in iOS, right? Or how that can be done using Objective C or the iOS platform, right? Okay, Pooja has a question where she says that will you be, Pooja, anyhow you are unmuted, you are not on mute, so you can speak if you want. The other thing is, to answer your question, she asks a question, will you be training on the core Java concepts? So yeah, the basic Java concepts we will talk in the training program, but because we have a lot to cover in the Android, so in case you feel that you need, Java, you need to learn Java, we are going to share a complete video tutorial with you. That is a video training session we are going to do for you on Java, which will be completely free of cost once you enroll for this Android thing. So that is one thing that I have proposed some time back, because there are a lot of people who have learned Java long back and they do not remember the concepts. So that complete video training will be done to you, which will be free of cost. So you will not be charged anything for that. So that is a big advantage that you have. So I think we are good on also questions, and I was able to answer most of your queries and questions. Vimal, you there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hello, Jeet. Jeet, can you hear me?
Yeah, Vimal. So hello.
Jeet, tell me.
Yeah, Vimal. So I think we had this webinar, and I tried to answer most of their questions.
Yes, yes.
So now over to you. I will need to leave the meeting now.
Yeah.
I have another 30 at 10 p.m. right?
Jeet,
So
could you please wait? Smita? Smita? Smita, your voice is clear?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I connect to you very soon, okay?
Sorry?
I connect to you very soon. I can call back to you, okay?
Okay.
Tomorrow I think I can call back. Okay. Thank you, Smita. Thank you. Hey, Pooja? Yeah, okay. Hey, Pooja? Hey, Pooja? Pooja, can you hear me?
I think we are not able to hear Pooja. So Pooja, if you can just type, if you are fine, we are good to close the meeting.
Yeah, wait, Jeet. Hello, Jeet. Hello, Jeet. Hello, Jeet. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, tell me.
Jeet, you can finish the section.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jeet, connecting. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Jeet. Okay, bye.